When it comes to a first lesson with a new adult student, things need to look a little bit different. Sure, we still need to teach them music, and a lot of their reasons for taking lessons could be the same as a kiddo, but our approach needs to change. So, these are the things that I include in every first lesson with a new adult student. The first thing we need to do is let our adult student know that we see them and that we value their input in this process. Adult students are taking lessons of their own volition. They've decided to try lessons and they have their reasons for doing that. While some adult students may not be able to articulate those reasons, they may not have something specific in mind, others will. So having that goal chat right at the start of lessons is really important. Asking them what made them decide to seek you out and look for lessons. Make sure to keep it friendly and conversational, but find out why they decided to come for lessons in the first place. If they wanted to learn some specific piece, you're going to be able to work towards that. If they wanted to learn a specific style, you can work towards that. If they just want a general piano education, that's fine too, but you need to know right at the start. I also like to have a quick chat with adult students at this lesson about the balance of notation and non-notation, because it's an area of some debate with a lot of adult students. So some may have an idea in their head that learning to read music is too hard and they don't want to try it. Some may have an idea in their head that written music is not for them because they want to play pop, and that's not necessarily the case either. But some may have in their head that they don't want to leave the notation behind at all, and I want to dissuade them from that too. Most adult students can benefit from a wide approach, and having a little chat about how simple the music notation really is and how it's a worthwhile goal if it complements what they want to learn at the piano, having a quick chat about that balance is really important too. The next thing I want to do is get them playing, and there's no better way, in my opinion, than improvising together right at that first lesson. I'll normally start with a simple black key improvisation because they can't go wrong. It's a pentatonic scale and it always sounds great no matter what they play, and that's really important to alleviate some of those adult student jitters at the beginning. Now, I could give you an example and explain to you how this works, but I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to give you a real example. Well, a real staged example. So I don't have an adult student right now that I was able to demonstrate this with at their first lesson. You can imagine why I might not want to film the very first lesson with an adult student and publish it online. Not great for building trust. However, I have roped in a volunteer. My wonderful husband has stepped into the role of adult student here. Now, he has learned a little bit, so he's not a true beginner, but he's a really good demo student and he's really not far along at all. He only has a little bit of knowledge of piano. He's not a musician. So he's going to be our example student today, and I'm going to show you a clip of me introducing black key improvisation to him. Okay, so we're going to start with some improvisation. So we're going to be on the black keys. Don't be worried about the fancy sounding word. All it means is you can play anything you want on the black keys. Even if you just play one key over and over, that'll sound good. You can't make a bad sound, okay? So anything on the black keys. Let's give it a go. Our next step is to teach some core chords, as I call them. So by core chords, I mean the 1, 5, 6, 4 pattern that many of us are familiar with. I choose to go with this now rather than what you might call the heart and soul pattern, the 1, 6, 4, 5 pattern, because 1, 5, 6, 4 is more common in most pop music that people actually listen to, and the other one sounds kind of like the 50s, and it really just makes people think of heart and soul, or as they tend to call it, chopsticks. We won't go down that rabbit trail right now, okay? But I prefer the 1, 5, 6, 4, although it is a little bit more awkward to play for beginners. In this clip with my dummy student, my husband, you're going to see me exploring 3 different shapes with him. And he goes for the triad. He says that's perfectly comfortable. But that won't be true of every adult student, especially if they're on the older side in general. So do have them try those different shapes. We've got an open fifth, a third, and then the full triad. And he went for the full triad in this clip, but try the different shapes and either one will do. So you can do just thirds or just fifths, and that'll work just fine for this pattern too. I then teach it to him, ask him if he recognized it, thought it was quite funny that he said it didn't sound like anything, and then I turned it into minims or half notes, and it was Let It Be to him, which he loves. He loves the Beatles, so that was perfect. He was going well as well because, like I said, he has learned a couple of pieces before, so we did add the pedal as well. Right, next we're going to learn a simple chord pattern. I'm going to show you the full thing and then we'll do it a little bit at a time. So this is what it's going to sound like in the end. Does that sound familiar?
No.
It doesn't sound like any music you know?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Okay, maybe it will later. So we're going to start with a C chord, just the right hand. Can you try and play C and G at the same time? Yeah, can you try and play C and E at the same time? And so fingers 1 and 3, thumb and middle. Good. Try all 3 together, C, E, G. Yeah, which is most comfortable? Do you like this one? You like that shape? Okay, we'll go with that shape. So the first chord is C. We're going to play it 4 times. Good. Then we're going to go down to G. 4 times. Good. Go up 1 to A. 4 times. And down 2 to F. 4 times, yeah? Okay, good. So try the full pattern. C, G, A, up this, F. Good, again. Great stuff. Okay, in the left hand, you're going to do just the bottom note. So just C, G, G, yeah, A, F. So your left hand is going to hold that note while your right hand plays 4 times. Yeah. Good, keep going. Yeah, try it a couple more times. Good. Let's try with just 2 longer notes in the right hand. same pattern but long notes instead of 4. Good, keep going. Good, you're doing really well. So we're going to add the pedal, okay? So you put the pedal down, and when you move to the next note, you lift the pedal up and put it down again. Great. Do you know what it is yet?
Let it be.
Let it be! It's also lots of other songs, but when you play it with minims like that, it's Let It Be.
Yay!
So that's a special trick, is stepping down. We'll do that the next time. Okay. Just get used to this pattern first. Yeah, that's awesome. So practice it like that around and around, and you can try different patterns. Different rhythms. Yeah, and when you want it to be the end of the song, always come back to C and just hold. Yeah, because then it closes. Beautiful. The last bit of playing that we want to do, for sure, if there's nothing else we necessarily want to include in this lesson based on the adult students' goals, is some solo improv so that they can take that home. So they're going to take home 2 things, a chord pattern and a solo improv from this first lesson. In some cases, they may also have some reading, but that kind of depends on the student. And in general, just these 2 off-page assignments are great for the first week. So the solo improv that I teach my husband G here is the Rolling Oceans improv from our online From the Outset plans and from Simple Sparks inside Vibrant Music Teaching. So if you want more about this and if you want to see the demo videos of this, you can find it inside the Vibrant Music Teaching library. If you're not a member, you can just go to vibrantmusicteaching.com and see what's included there and sign up if you're interested. So this improv is very simple pattern. It's one of the first ones I do with a lot of students. Again, it's on the black keys, and it just allows them to explore and really dive into it. And you'll see at the start he's quite clunky with it, and then he gets really into it, and the smile, that's genuine. That's a beautiful smile that he has at the end of creating his little piece. So we're going to improvise a little bit more. This time you're going to do a solo, so not just with me behind you. So I'll show you what we're going to do. It's called Rolling Oceans, and we're going to find this note with our left hand. This is the important note. So it's the bottom of the 3 black keys, yeah. And your right hand is just going to move anywhere it likes, but your left hand stays here and it plays in between your right hand every time. It can also go over. Yeah, now there's something missing. The pedal. Hold the pedal down the whole time. now sitting on this. Yeah. So that he's a bit more free to move, and try some different loud and soft sounds as well. Try softer. When you want it to be the end of your piece, all you need to do is play the same note in both hands. So keep your left hand note where it is, and find that note with your right hand. The same note. You're not on the same note, it's the bottom of the 3. Yeah, so try once more from the start, play around with it, try different sounds, and then come to the ending. Beautiful! Well done! And that's it. That's most of what will fit into a first lesson. You don't want things to feel rushed. So you've got a quick goal gab talking about goals. Then you've got notation notes, having a little chat about music notation, what that means, why it's not so scary. And then improvisation together. Then the 4-chord pattern. And then you have your solo improvisation that your student can take home. And that will make for a beautiful, really musical first lesson for your adult student.